Hey everyone, it's Kellie Day. How are you? I'm here in the Art.com studio today to show you how to make mixed media butterflies. So we're just going to hang out here for a minute and wait for everyone to join us. And so if you're here today, just give me a shout and let me know where you're from. It's fun to see where everybody's joining us from. Hey Susan, hey Michelle, hi Linda, hi everyone. So I'm going to show you how to paint mixed media butterflies today, and we'll just wait a minute here for everyone to get going. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kellie Day. I'm coming to you live from Colorado at the Art.com studio, and I'm super excited to be here today with Art.com because they are just putting out wonderful art projects for you guys to learn how to paint and do photography and stuff while you've been home in the shelter-in-place period. So I'm a big fan of Art.com, not just because they have all this gorgeous art that they have available for your home that's affordable and all different styles, but they also have these great art projects and art kits. So hey, I'm Michelle from Oakland and Rachel from San Francisco, Susan from Sacramento. Great to see you guys. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kellie Day. I'm a mixed media painter. I show and sell my art. I'm a licensed artist with companies like Trader Joe's and the North Face, and I'm also an art mentor, and I help women open up to creating their greatest art. So today I am going to show you how to do mixed media butterflies. And let's see, if you don't know what mixed media is, I'll just explain. It's exactly like it sounds. It's a mix of all different materials put together. In this case, painting. So for example, I love to use acrylic and collage. I love to use stencils and spray paint and illustration, markers. So mixed media is really just putting all those things together. And I was thinking that we've all been like cocooned up in our homes, and we all probably feel like spreading our wings and flying about now. So I thought butterflies would be a great thing to show you how to paint today. So in the background, you can see one of my bigger butterfly paintings. And today I'm just going to show you how to do a simple mixed media butterfly. Hi everyone. Hi Stephanie. It's so great to see all of you here. So for those of you who want to see my art and buy my prints, they're available on art.com/Kellie. I'm going to see if I can type this in here really quick for you. And they also have art kits. So if you want to get painting and you're not really sure of the materials to buy, they have everything ready to go with frames. Let's see if I can pin this. Oh, there we go. Art.com/Kellie. They have frame. So anyway, if you want to buy art kits, they're offering those, and they have everything you need to make a painting, and including the frames. Okay, so let's jump right in. And if you're painting along with me today, go ahead and use the tag myart.com, and be sure to tag Art.com so they can repost some of your things. Hey everyone, so great to see you. Okay, so let's see, what do I have for you today? I think what I'm going to do is just flip my camera around, and I'm going to just jump right in and show you how to start painting. The materials I'm going to use today, I really encourage you to use anything you have at home. I have acrylic paints. If you have watercolors, those will work fine too. So I've got some heavy body. These are kind of more of a heavier buttery consistency. I've got some fluid paints, which I really love, and I'll be using these today. I've also got just a little water container with my brushes. And let's see what else. You know, I thought it would be fun to add some inspirational quotes into this video so that it ends up having a really uplifting message. So you guys can print these quotes out on your computer. Just find inspirational quotes that you love, and then I just print them out in all directions. And I'm gonna collage some of those in today. What else do I have? I have paper plates. I'm gonna use those as my palette. I have a few little collage papers. I'm gonna collage some flowers in. to my butterfly painting. I have a roll of paper towels because things get messy in this studio. And I have some paint markers. I have some Sharpie paint markers. I love these. They're super easy to use. And I have some other fancier kinds somewhere around here that I actually fill with fluid paint. So, okay, I'm going to flip this around and I am going to do my best to answer your questions while I'm painting. So if for any reason I don't see your question, please know I am not ignoring you. There's just a lot of comments floating by, and so just ask it again and I will hopefully see it. So, okay, give me 1 second to flip my camera around here. And let's see if I can do this smoothly. All right, just gonna clip it into my clippy doodad. And give me a thumbs up or a big wave if you can see my paper okay. All right, hey Annalise. All right, everyone, I can see you, so let's jump right in. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a few paints on my palette here, and I'm just gonna create a background. So this is what I call a window painting. It's a real fun, easy way to create a background, and then we're gonna let our butterfly kind of peek through. So I've got a little bit of my heavy body here. You can see my brush was not clean, but that's okay. And let's see here. I'm going to push this down just a little bit. There we go. All right. So let me know if you have any questions, and let me know that you guys can see my paper okay. I see a thumbs up. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit of my fluid paint on here. So I would recommend you just grab a few paints that you love. I've got acrylic paint, but you can use watercolor. Notice how these are all kind of in the blue-green range. And the reason is because then they won't make mud when they get mixed together. So I recommend you get like 3 of your favorite colors, maybe even 4 in the same range. So you could do like reds and oranges or yellows. You could do like purples and blues, but I would recommend you kind of keep a similar range so that they don't all turn to mud. And you're going to see what I mean in a minute here. So we're painting mixed media butterflies today for those of you who are just joining us. And I'm just going to water these down. So I'm dipping my paintbrush in water. And this is a real fun kids project because you can just start putting all kinds of, I'm going to move this out of the way so we get more light. There we go, that's better. Okay, so just start making a real fun abstract background with your different colors. And make sure you leave a little bit of white in there because it just adds a lot of interest. You can even kind of splatter some of your paint. So just kind of get a little bit of funness going. You can put some music on and just kind of start dabbing. Okay, I see a question. What kind of paper are you using? That is an awesome question, Lauren. I'm just using a pad of watercolor paper. Can I move my paper up a bit? How's that, everyone? Can you see my paper okay? All right, so now grab a clean brush, or you can clean your brush in water, and then just grab another one of your colors, and I'm going to add water to that, and I'm just going to let it drip all over and make some fun little shapes. This is a really fun thing to do if you just put some music on and let the paint flow. Just a little abstract. We're not even thinking about it. We're just playing around. Just leave some white on the paper, just a little bit for interest. Okay, now I'm going to grab my third color. And for those of you who just joined us, we're just making a little abstract background here. Then we're going to create mixed media butterflies. Okay, so now I'm going to grab some of my green. You can see my paints are running together here, but that's okay. I'm watering them down, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm gonna keep going with the abstract background, and you can drip your green on there. I'm gonna get a little more on my palette. So we're watering down our paints, and we're just kind of making a fun little abstract background here. You could even use a stencil if you're into stencils. And so just keep it a little bit watery. Okay, so now I've got 3 colors down, and I see a question. Do you use watercolor? And if yes, what company's watercolor? There are, I'm an acrylic painter. I certainly do incorporate watercolor occasionally into my art, but today I am using acrylic and I'm watering it down so it's runny. I do like the watercolor paints made by Golden Paints, and I recommend those highly. The pigment is very rich, and there's a lot of other, I know, really good professional quality watercolor companies too. Okay, so now we've got our very messy background, and here's the thing. For those of you who like paint pouring, we're gonna let it run. So let's see if I can tilt my camera up, and we're just gonna let it drip. Can you guys see that? Let me know if you can see this. I'm just letting this run all over the place, because this is just a fun butterfly background. And we watered it down so that it can drip all over, and this is gonna be the butterfly's wings. So you can even spray it with a spray bottle. Watch this. I'm gonna grab my spray bottle. It's like my favorite tool. And I'm gonna spray it and watch it drip just a little bit more. Just creates a real pretty little fluid background. Okay, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm gonna put my camera back down here. Okay, can everyone see that? We are improvising. Okay, I've got a comment here. OCD cleanup is, yeah, I'm a very messy painter, but there's a lot of freedom in that. It is very forgiving to do mixed media. Okay, so now we've got a runny, beautiful background, and what you're gonna wanna do is let this dry, okay? So for the sake of time, I've got another one here that's already dry that I'm just gonna swap in. And if you're at home and you wanna paint along with me, you can just blow dry your painting really quick, and it'll be dry in a couple of minutes. Okay, hey Casey. All right, so now we've got a background that's dry, and now I'm gonna paint my butterfly wings on there. So I'm gonna grab a new palette, and I'm going to squeeze a little bit of black paint on here. Now, this is fluid paint, so it comes out really smoothly. If you don't have fluid paint, that's totally fine. You could use a paint marker, or you could use water down your paint a little bit. Lots of fun things you could use to draw your butterflies. So I'm so glad you're smiling, Bella, thank you. So let's see here. I've got another question. Are you using Fix Spray? No, I just let this dry. That's all I did. Okay, so now we're going to draw our butterflies on there. We're going to paint them. Now, remember when you're painting, don't get too worried about exact perfect butterflies. This is just fun. And so just paint a big butterfly, loose wings. You don't have to worry about it looking perfect. Maybe just do 4 wings. That's what butterflies have. And I kind of like press down to get thicker lines and make the brush lighter to get thinner lines. So there's my little guy inside. All right, so now let's go ahead and paint another one. And one thing that's really cool is to vary your shapes and sizes. It gives a lot of interest to the painting. So I'm just gonna do a little guy here, like that. And maybe I'll do one more. Let's see, one more over here. All right, little baby. Okay, so now hopefully you have some collage papers. And what I'm going to do is grab this little piece of paper that I printed out on my computer with all these inspirational quotes, and I'm going to cut some of these out and glue them on my butterfly background while we wait for the butterflies to dry. Okay, so now if you have a glue stick, you can use a glue stick to collage a few inspirational quotes onto your butterflies. If you don't have a glue stick, some people like to use Mod Podge, which is something that's used in schools a lot for collaging and gluing. And I've got some gel here that I use. It's acrylic gel, and it's wonderful for collaging. So I'm going to grab a little quote. It says, cherish, love, sing, play, and just glue this on. I'm putting a little bit of gel on the background. And so mixed media is just about creating all these fun layers. You build up layers of beauty as you go. Okay, so let's see. How about this quote? Let me know if you have any questions. Let's grab this quote. I'm just cutting words out. Okay. The heart wants what the heart wants. So we're painting butterflies today because we're just all a little tired of being pent up in our cocoons. We're all ready to metamorphosize. Okay, so now I'm going to just take my paper towel and kind of press that collage piece down. You can use your glue stick to glue these little pieces on. And let's see here. Let's do some flowers. I've got some cool little flowers here. And you know what we're going to do is we're going to put another paint layer on. And then you'll be able to see all your collage papers kind of poking through. So let's see, let's do a big flower here. And I'm just putting gel on this to glue it down and then dabbing off the extra. All right, so if you're painting along with me, be sure to use hashtag myart.com. So that, and then tag Art.com so that we can see what you're doing. We're just so excited to see what you guys are going to paint today. All right, so I'm just putting a few flowers down just to give it more interest. And then I'll show you the next layer. Okay. And the fun about this is you don't really have to think about it too hard. It just is kind of put on the music, free flow, and go kind of art project. Okay. What else should I glue? I have a friend who just came back from Japan and sent me these cute little Japanese papers. So I'm going to glue on a little Japanese phrase. I'm not sure what it says. Okay. Someone's asking what's the name of the watercolor company. Let me grab a sample and I'll show you. There's a lot of wonderful watercolor companies out there, but Golden Paints makes Core watercolors, and that's what I like, Q-O-R. Okay. All right, so now you've got your wild background, and you've got a few collage papers. You've painted on some butterfly wings, or you could have drawn them on with a paint marker. And now we're going to add our next layer, which is our background. So let's see, can I put fabric pieces on my painting? I think that's the question. Yes, you absolutely can. I have students that add fabric to their paintings, and I have students that add thread, and they'll sew into their paintings. So there's lots of things you can add in mixed media. That's the fun of it. Okay, now I'm going to take another plate and I'm going to put a new color of paint down. I'm just going to use indigo here. And I'm going to create what I call a window painting. So a window painting, in my mind, I'm going to add some water to my paint so that it's runny, is what we're going to do is we're going to paint around the butterflies. And then it'll be like a window through their wings where you can see the background of your painting. Okay, I suppose I should watch the time here, which I can't see, so hopefully we're doing okay for time. All right, so just taking a paint color that you love and painting around your butterflies. And if you add a little water to your paint, then it thins it out and you can even see a little bit of your background through it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. And that adds a lot of interest to your painting. I'm going to leave my quotes showing because that's kind of fun. So see how the wings are like a window through. All right, let's see here. A window through to the background. Okay. Just painting around our flowers, painting around our butterflies. See how easy this is? It doesn't really take any technique. This is just a very playful project. Okay. Everyone with me, give me a thumbs up if you are following along and this is all making sense. Okay, so look at that. See how the butterfly wings are like a window into your background. That's what I love about it. Okay, now are you ready for the next phase? We're going to let this dry and then I'm going to show you the final details phase. So, of course, like a cooking show, I have prepared the next phase. So I have a dry version here already that we'll use. But I would encourage you to wait till your painting dries or give it a quick blow dry before you do this next phase. And thanks for all the thumbs up. Okay, here we are. Look at how cool this is looking. Beautiful watery colors, fun quotes. This one says, "We can do no great things, only small things with great love." Okay, so now it's time to take your paint markers and we're going to add some final fun little details on here. I like to use these fillable paint markers. These are my favorite. Okay, so one thing that's really fun that you can see on butterflies is on the edge of their wings, they have these little fun little doodles. And this will really make your painting pop if you add a little white along the edge of your black, because that contrast just adds so much interest to your painting. And you can see I'm not being too perfect. It is just play. Any questions? I see a lot of thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. All right. Let's add some little fun designs on these wings of this little guy. All right, and if you're painting along with us today, remember to use hashtag myart.com and tag Art.com in your painting so we can all have fun seeing what everyone's doing here. By the way, if you aren't able to keep up with me here because I know that you have to dry some of these in between, don't worry, it's no problem because Art.com is going to post these on Art.com/studio where you can go back and rewatch. Now I'm going to make some fun little textures in the caterpillar body of this butterfly. And look how gorgeous that white stands out on those watery blues. So Art.com/studio has a couple different wonderful painting lessons. There's another one from me on mixed media birds. And there's also a wonderful watercolor one. And they also replay these videos on IGTV, so you can go back. Okay, here's my secret weapon. Are you ready? Gold paint. This is my favorite. Gold paint adds a little bling. If you don't have these refillable bottles, you can use like a Sharpie gold paint marker. These are awesome. Let's see what these look like. Let's see if we put some little lines. Ooh, those are thick lines on there. So that's how the Sharpie looks. And then let's try this one. We'll just compare them. This one is filled with fluid gold paint, and I'm going to use it to make the antenna. So when you're making these, just think about stretching your wings, flying, feeling free. Don't worry about any sort of perfection. Okay. Let's see. Now I think the last thing we'll do here today is maybe just put a few little, you know, butterflies have those little lines across their wings. So I'm just going to have fun doing a few of those for some final designs. And look at how that pops off, that gold. Such beautiful colors. And that's the beauty, is you can really just grab, you know, 3 or 4 of your favorite colors. You don't have to use anything in particular. Just make sure you grab colors that are in the same range. Because if you grab colors that are really different, they'll get muddy. Okay, let's do a couple little antennae on this guy. All right, any questions? We're really kind of getting down to it here. This is pretty much it. Thank you for all your wonderful comments, Michelle and Malia. Yeah, those lines really add a lot. So you can really keep playing with this as much as you like. You can go down to the bottom and you can draw in more little details on your flowers if you want. You can also collage more flowers in. But pretty much this is the idea, is just playing with all the different media that you love the most. And a lot of this is just little doodle flowers. Doodling is the best way to go. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see if I can flip this back around and say hey. Okay. How'd that go, you guys? Let me know. Did anyone try to paint along? Thank you, Bella. Okay, so hopefully you've got a gorgeous little painting today. I mean, that hardly took any time at all, and look how pretty that is. So it's called a little window painting. I hope all of you are metamorphosizing into butterflies and that you enjoyed this project. Go ahead and put the hashtag on it. I'd love to see what you end up doing, myart.com, and tag art.com so we can see what you're doing. And you can go back to art.com/studio and see these projects again. If you weren't able to keep up with me here, no problem. You can go watch it. And also, you can find my art on art.com/Kellie if you want to buy any of my prints. I hope you guys are wonderful. I hope you're coming out and spreading your wings, and thank you so much for joining me here today. All right. Thanks, Stephanie. Take care, you guys.